my Twitter account seems to be the same as it was about 7 years ago. I'm still mostly just doing reposts of an account called Dad Boner.
Yeah.
Other than that, as far as fresh thoughts and contents, I don't have my own.
Is
No,
Dad Boner an Instagram like pictures or is this?
no,
stuff?
it's a Twitter account, so it's just the difference. Instagram is mostly pictures. Twitter is
I
where people
didn't know
write
which one you were
stuff.
talking about.
Okay.
We're talking about both of them.
Yeah. So it's Twitter. It's a single guy living in Detroit and divorced, has a kid. He doesn't see that often. It's all humor. The way I'm phrasing it now kind of just seems depressing.
Yeah, it sounds like it's my inspiration. Kind of hopefully I'll be there one day.
As far as the other social medias, on Facebook, occasionally it's really weird. I'll get notifications that somebody liked your page. And I'm like, what page? And it's this old highlight Craig, the UFC, it's like a fan page.
That they made for you.
No. That I guess I made for myself and never promoted. So I've got this fan page floating out there. That's me with like cornrows and shit.
Is it as cool as
a bad beard?
That website that I made you that one time?
What'd you make me?
You remember?
Vaguely.
Like years ago, I made that website, and you were real. I was just learning like marketing stuff, and you were real nice. Like, oh, thanks, man. Like, I appreciate it. Yeah, you were really starting. You just got into the UFC, and we're trying to promote it. And then like a year later, like a real person who knows how to do that made one.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's cool. Whatever. You're like, yeah. No offense. It's just the one you made was total dog shit. And I was like, oh.
Well,
I tried really hard on that.
I vaguely remember. It must have
was.
exited my mind pretty quickly.
It's good riddance.
I moved on pretty fast.
Yeah. It was pretty bad. I was proud of it. No one else should.
Do you still make websites at all? Squarespace, huh? Hey, no free shout outs, no free sponsored ads.
No. Are you
don't do a free read.
Are you getting into that business?
No,
Okay.
definitely not. But I listen to a lot of podcasts, and a lot of podcasts talk about how you can make your own website with Squarespace. But you know what?
I don't have any sponsors though. This episode brought to you by Audible, where you get a free download. Go to audible.com. No, I don't have that either.
Oh man.
Anyway, shall we get into this?
Let's get into it.
All right. What's up, everybody? Travis Tooke here with my cousin, good friend, longtime training partner, Andrew Craig.
Hey man.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well. I like the get up. I like this. I like the green screen.
Well, they can't tell.
Oh, I like the whatever you insert during this.
This awesome room with the glowing logo.
Oh, was that a waterfall? Ooh, the ocean.
Now the edit guy's got to change all that on
Whoa,
cue.
mountains, desert, awesome.
Yeah, well, this is where I live.
Well, I can't wait to see that.
So what brings you into town? Always good to see you.
UFC. Gonna go to the fights. I got hooked up with some tickets.
Sweet.
So my usual routine is say I'm gonna leave early on Friday to go train at Irish's.
Yeah.
I leave late on Friday and don't get home in time to do that.
Right. And then you hit me up about coming to train here. And,
Correct.
And then we started class, and then 25 minutes later you were here.
Dude, it was like 7 tops.
I'm going with more than 10.
You know what was weird? I turned on Grant and I got in the left turn lane and to go to Plex. And I was just sitting there waiting for it to turn
All
green.
in.
All in.
You can't say that. Dr. Lou's going to kill you.
Gee, shucks.
All in.
All in.
I just did the recording with him yesterday.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, or Thursday.
Dang it. Well, anyway, I was just like subconsciously stuck in that light. And then all of a sudden I go,
So you got drawn back to like years ago, and that was part of your routine.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I probably haven't been there since, I don't know, 2014.
It's real different now.
I know.
They painted it all gray. It looks great, but it looks pretty dark.
I want to go. I want to go check it out.
You should.
Well, I still see you doing the exercises. I'm like, I can't. I don't know if my body functions that way anymore. Like lifting heavy weights and jumping and stuff. I don't.
Well, Andrew, you should know this by now. Anytime you're going to post like a story, you rest completely.
Right.
And you say, hey, film the best
That's
like
a good point.
5 reps.
Yeah.
And then make sure when they give you the cue that they stopped, you drop the weights. And then it looks like you've been doing that the whole session.
Highly intelligent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I look like I know what I'm doing.
So Lou was in here yesterday, huh?
Lou was in here Thursday.
So far, ours is going a little bit better. You think?
Don't tell him I said that, but
Okay.
he'll probably see that. Yeah, it's going pretty good.
What'd y'all talk about?
I asked him questions about injuries and recovery, and then he gave advice about 14 other things, including those two.
Okay,
so it was
nice.
Pretty good. Yeah.
And was the mustache present?
Yeah, and
Yeah,
he's got
it was
like
here.
that thick, Vietnamese, like the whiskers grow straight forward. So it's a pretty impressive mustache.
Wow. Well, I'll watch that one. I'm looking forward to that
Yeah,
episode.
that'll be-
When's that dropping?
That should be dropping about 3 weeks tops. Still got a few
3
more.
weeks?
Well, we got a few more. We only one a week.
Okay,
We
yeah.
don't have like celebrities like you.
You got
do
like
every
you got like
day.
a big like bank of like filled up of them, though, huh?
Yeah.
You just kind of like release
Well,
them.
I knew that if I like made myself do one a week and then put it out, it wouldn't get done.
Oh, yeah,
so
yeah.
I did a bunch so I can be lazy
That's
for a while.
very smart.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I knew myself well enough to. And then I read somewhere they said if you want to like have a show or do a podcast, 7's like the magic number. So
To get past
through
seven, yeah.
So I filmed 7. No, I filmed 8.
Okay.
And then I started releasing one at a time.
That's smart.
So now my magic number is like 9.
Dude, a lot of people I feel talk about starting is this? Can I just?
Yeah, do whatever you want.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
Are you sponsored by those sandals?
No, I stole these from Irish.
Oh, sweet. Who's Irish? They don't know him by the nickname.
Okay, Michael Corley.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's got these cool like Team USA, a bunch of like Team USA gear for USA Muay Thai team.
Yeah.
And so I took these sandals, borrowed them.
Permanent borrowing.
But then no, I was just only temporarily borrowing them because he left them in Austin.
Mm-hmm.
But then next time he came to Austin, we were going somewhere after some training, and he didn't have a fresh shirt. So I gave him a fresh shirt. He said, "Hey man, I like this shirt." I said, "Hey, I like your sandals," and so that was it. Fair
so you
trade.
just traded.
Yeah,
You
but
didn't
at first,
steal them.
listen, I was gonna steal them. I was gonna take them for sure.
Well, we're only judged by our actions, and technically, you didn't steal them.
That's a good point. Not by our thoughts. How?
Yeah. If it was that, then
Oh, man, we're all in
you'd go
trouble.
Straight to hell.
Yeah.
So, who are you picking for the big fights tonight?
Let's just slow down. Let's not jump straight in, okay?
All right. Well, I thought you were in a hurry to go eat, but we can hang out for 3 hours and just
I am
we can catch
I am
up.
hungry. Can we talk about where we're going to go eat first?
Yeah. Where
Yeah.
would you like to eat? I mean, you live in Austin, so y'all are like the weird, awesome food capital, and we're stupid
Yeah,
Houston with
you know-
nothing to eat here.
You can pick whatever you want. I'm sure it'll be fine. What do you
GP,
think?
where are we eating today?
Jeeps.
Season's Harvest if they're open.
Ooh, I like that.
What a post
didn't like it.
marathon running answer. that
Yeah.
was.
What about Hong Long?
They're not open anymore. No, they don't. They were the type. They were like the restaurant that's like, we're gonna rely on how good our food is and not market anything.
This make me sad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very sad. No more duck.
Fudge.
I know.
Can we tell the duck story for the podcast?
No, it's sounds kind of racist. I don't think we should.
Okay.
It's not racist.
Okay,
but
you said
but
it.
if we told it,
I thought it was innocent, but you're making it all out to be weird. Let's just move on. Let's talk about fights. All we ever do.
no. I just feel like anyone watching doesn't care about any of this stuff, but we do. And since the audience is only about 14 people anyway, I like
Dude.
this. Let's just keep. Let's
Yeah,
just
double
keep
digit listeners.
actually triple.
My
in
man.
in the hundreds, not in the high hundreds, but in the few hundreds.
Get at it. Few. Oh,
Now, when I say that I think that means that they hit play, and then they listened and decided in about 20 seconds that they wanted to keep going.
okay. Yeah.
But in my mind, they listened to the whole thing and
took notes.
took notes
Right.
and made some real life
Yeah,
changes after that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, with that being said, let's do fight stuff.
Hey, you want to talk about the training today?
The train today was excellent. I actually did want to talk about that.
Let's do it.
You hit me with a weird move I had never seen before. That weird grip on the arm.
Yeah.
It's like a corkscrew arm bar. That's what we'll call it.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like.
That's a good enough name for it. I don't have a name for it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, corkscrew armbar.
That was very cool. And then I was just very surprised going with everybody. Everybody's so good.
Yeah.
Nerium almost wrist locked me. Narium almost wrist locked me.
From where?
I was in his guard. And I was
did
like
he,
grabbing
did he do
a
that
wrist.
one like
Yeah.
you grabbed
what,
the wrist?
What you're about to do.
and then he did that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's sweet. Good for him.
I want to learn that one. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't. I don't know how to do that, but I'm not on my back ever, so it doesn't really make sense for me to
Right,
learn
because
that.
you've been working on your wrestling lately.
Well, I know it wasn't evident today, but we're in those stupid pajamas, and I can't have any separation without you grab my shirt. It's gonna rip, man. You can't grab somebody's shirt in a fight.
Yeah, you can't grab any of the clothes they're wearing. If you, I mean,
Yeah, so like I said, you face planted me. I was really hoping Narium's dad didn't film that or catch that piece.
I hope he did.
Um,
I do
yeah.
have the other cameras I can check too.
Ooh, I would like to see security footage on that.
Maybe I'll include it right now during this part of our conversation.
That's a really great idea.
I don't think I have it actually.
Why not?
I just don't think I can go back on. It's not a real security system. It's just for it's just to scare people. It is a real security system. Don't break in here. There's nothing here.
Are you serious?
It does record. I don't know how far I can go back. I think it's like 10
Probably
minutes.
at least like the day. I would think
I've
the
never
past
tried.
hour.
I've never done it.
Really? Dude, okay, so we can go back and check out the security footage and find like when people got injured, when people got hit by an awesome
No
move.
one gets injured here.
Well, no, but like that sweet move, you would have seen me faceplant. It's like
correct.
I think your security system is almost going to be more valuable for that than it will be for security.
Okay.
Yeah.
You make a perfect point.
So something to think about.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
Okay, so that was cool. Yeah, so Narium almost wrist locked me. I said, hey, no wrist locks though. He just didn't listen.
Oh, because of your hands couldn't.
Because of my hand issue. I didn't actually say that. Okay. Yeah, good rolls. All around the place. Good stuff.
Well, good.
Yeah.
It was great having you in.
Hey, man, thanks. Good
Yeah.
to be here.
I can't wait till we train again in 2021.
Well, no, it's early 2020. We got at least like 2 more sessions this year.
Oh yeah, Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Yeah.
That's right. Back to back.
Idiot.
I might come to Austin.
I would.
And then you could visit me when I come up there.
Yeah, I think you would.
Yeah.
Robbie's, someone at Robbie's.
I think in a few months, actually. A couple months.
Fantastic.
Dose months.
Dose
Messes.
meses.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's corn.
No, that's no.
Okay, so
everyone's
anyway.
got to be so confused by now. All right. So, what are your thoughts on the fights tonight?
So I heard some people kind of talking mess about the fights, but maybe I'm just excited about them because there's so many Houston people.
Okay.
Other than that, I really don't. I'm not that stoked on it, but okay. So first one that I would be looking at is the Domingo Pilarte versus Newson. I don't know who Newson is, but I've known Domingo for a while. He's kind of been a stud in Houston for a long time.
Yeah. Domingo, I've trained with him a few times just in grappling. Very frustrating in like every position.
Yeah.
Just very well-rounded, super tight grappling.
Super athletic, good
Yeah.
boxing, good kickboxing. I don't know if has he had a fight in the UFC yet? I think maybe he
he
had a big win
one.
on Dana White Contender Series.
Well, that would be. Is that not considered a UFC fight?
No, that's
know better than I do.
Yeah, then that gets you into the UFC.
Oh, okay.
That's kind of like the new Tough,
Right,
like
right.
the new Ultimate Fighter,
Okay.
but like a different version of it. So I think he had a good win in there. I don't know if he's had a UFC fight yet, so I'm excited to see him go out there and perform.
Yeah,
I mean,
that'd be
yeah, what a sweet dude. I wish I had been on a Houston card. I've never been on a Houston card for the UFC.
Yeah, I
Which
know.
remember that one time there was like a big Houston card, and then a week later we had to go to Manchester for my fight.
Right. I feel like I think they just wanted to show how pretty the UFC boys could be to the rest of the world. So they put you on the flight to go to Australia and Abu Dhabi and Manchester.
Bunch of bull honk.
And then Houston, it's like, no, we can't squeeze you in. But next week we can send you to the other side of the planet.
Yeah, that makes no sense. Remember the big issue in Manchester that we found out around weigh-in day?
About the water?
About the water.
Yeah.
If you go to the UK, check the bottled water. A lot of it has a lot of sodium in it.
All of it does. We couldn't find. And then we asked about where can you get distilled water. Remember what they told us? They're like, well, you only use that if you go to like car repair shops. Use it.
Yeah.
Remember? It's like you couldn't find water that wasn't full of sodium.
USA. USA.
That was the only time I think I ever saw you like you never missed weight, you never really complained, but I think your mind went to the place where you considered not making the weight because you'd been sweating, working out, preparing, and then you get on the scale and it was very little difference.
Yeah.
And then we had no idea you're drinking all this salt water the whole time, which maybe your corners should have checked that. Our bad. And then you're in the sauna like just pushing it to the limit because you had to double down on sauna time.
God, that was brutal.
And I remember you're just kind of like, I see why people just take the goddamn pay cut and don't make the weight.
That was the worst one, huh?
Yeah,
That's
was bad.
funny.
Not as bad as the strep throat.
Oh, the
in Abu Dhabi.
tonsillitis.
Yeah.
Brutal. I think I would have made weight on that one without cutting just because I was
I don't think you would have made performance though.
No. That's a good point. Oh man, I almost want to go back there just to like. Well, I guess we had a little bit of exploring time that was cool.
Yeah, we got to hang out in the desert.
Dude, we went to the mall that one day. Had like the 3-story aquarium. Remember that?
Yeah,
that was cool.
Did you go on the roller coaster?
No, I was too sick.
Oh,
yeah,
we went on it.
Did y'all do the
fastest
go-karts
roller coaster
too?
in the world? I don't think we did the go-karts.
Y'all just did the roller coaster.
But that thing was, that
fastest
was like
roller coaster
hanging
in the
onto
world.
a bullet.
It is in Abu Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, and then we did the camels in Dubai.
Yeah.
Right? Went to the beach there.
And smoked some hookah in the desert.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like this show and belly dancer.
There was a belly dancer. There was an eagle, a falcon presentation.
Yeah. It was really cool. And
yeah.
you slept through half of it because you were still sick. But we really enjoyed your dad's
I did fall
generosity.
asleep. Yeah, that's right. Well,
I
they
think I
finally
looked. I
gave
was
me
like, Andrew, look at this. We're in the desert. Look at this. You kind of sweet. You went right back to sleep.
Well, I was finally on some
really
good
sick.
antibiotics, and I was
true.
feeling good enough to sleep. It was a good moment in my life.
I was surprised during that trip that how many doctors you had to see in an attempt to like persuade you that maybe you don't have strep throat. I felt that way. It was like you went and saw a doctor and the doctor was like, well, how do you feel? You're like, awful. I have strep throat. He goes, yeah, it looks that way too. What do you think?
Why don't we give it a day?
Yeah, give it a day. It's like, give it a day. You got coronavirus. What do you think? Like, maybe tomorrow I can fight.
Yeah, I just remember they kept on coming in the room, and it was all those not many of them spoke great English, or if they did, I don't know. But maybe this was the thing that was really concerning to me. They kept on giving me my temperature in Celsius, and I was like too sick to ask them to translate. And so I was like, this must be bad.
You're like, that's really cold.
98.6, huh? Yeah, that was a bummer, man. I felt really bad for Kamosi, who I was going to fight, because they never told him that I was sick.
No, not till the end.
Not till the weigh-in day.
But he was cool.
He was very cool.
Because I've seen fighters get very upset when something like that happens.
Yeah.
And sometimes for good reason. The fighter, decides not to fight for a nonsense reason, but sometimes things are out of your control. And I thought Kamosi was really like understanding. Like he was sympathetic. He was like, "Man, I'm sorry that happened to you."
Yeah,
"I'm sorry this happened to me."
I think because when it came down to it, they were like, "Okay, trip to Abu Dhabi, and you still get paid your show money.
Yeah,
have fun." Yeah, I was like,
not
okay,
a crap
I can deal
life.
with that. No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was okay.
Yeah.
Well, that was pretty cool.
Okay, next one on the card that's Houston is Morano. So he had his opponent drop out real recently, and this guy Williams took the fight. So I don't know who Williams is, but all I know is Morano is the most gun-ho fighter who I think everybody that fights likes fighting to a certain extent. Loves fighting, loves training, stuff like that. I don't know if anybody loves it more than Morano.
No, yeah, you make a really good point. You hear it like in the interviews that he does, the stuff that he posts online, but mostly in just how he steps forward into his opponent's face and is willing to exchange.
Yeah, I love it. He is so freaking passionate about just throwing down for like all. He's the guy that like takes it back the other way, where so many guys are talking about, I'm not doing that unless I get paid, where they're approaching it much more as a businessman, which I also appreciate, which a lot of guys do that, and it's awesome. But Morano, I feel like, doesn't give a crap about that, and he's just all in it for like the guts and the glory, and I love that so much.
Yeah,
I think it's so cool.
It's a very pure energy.
Yeah, and it's so refreshing. It's not that usual anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's a big reason why he's successful. He is a talented technical fighter, but he'll fight I think he's won a handful of fights where those stats were maybe pretty even, and he just continues to push forward.
Yeah.
And he'll take the hit, and he accepts it. You see people get hit, and there's this fear that sort of washes over them, like, oh my God, like
That didn't
I
feel
don't want
good.
that to happen again.
Yeah.
You know, that I might get knocked out, and I don't think he cares if he gets knocked out. You know, I
No.
mean, he doesn't want to lose, but he doesn't care about the threat of losing. He
Yeah.
just wants to fully experience the raw energy of a fight.
Dude, and he's 6-2 in the UFC, which is no joke of a record.
Yeah,
I
no
was
doubt.
3-4. I mean, like I'm really looking forward to that, man. I want to see him shine, especially in Houston.
Yeah,
That'll be
and
cool.
I think too. I mean, I think all fighters are like this, but he really feels the energy of the crowd. And
Oh,
he brings
big
a
time.
lot of crowd energy to
Yeah.
his hometown.
Yeah, it never the pressure that he takes from it is all positive.
Right.
He doesn't let it get to him.
Yeah, he's not going to try to secure a win safely or worry about how he looks.
No
in
way.
any Yeah,
Uh-uh.
yeah. Morano's the man.
Other one, Murphy versus Lee. Lauren Murphy, she trains with Bob Perez now,
Yeah,
and so that's kind of cool. Like, I mean, just because he pumps out some killers,
definitely.
and that Andrea Lee trains with Tim Crater, so it's
Oh,
kind of
very
a
cool.
third coast, like just a nice Gulf Coast fight between some women, you know?
Definitely.
Yeah. Andrea Lee is the one whose husband had the like the swastika tattoos.
Oh,
And,
really? I don't
Yeah,
think
you
I
didn't
know
hear
this
this
sto-
was like
Maybe
a big,
I did, but I
this
don't
was like
know
a big
enough.
story in like 2019 or 2018, and there was some shit. She left. She went to Craters now, so he's her head
Right.
coach. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
We got a Bob Perez versus Tim Crater. Those fighters going against each other in
Oh,
Houston.
that's really cool.
Yeah.
I love Tim, man. I wish I could see him this time. He's Tim's another guy. I can't speak as much about the fighters. I think you know a little more about these two than me, but just talk about the coach. Tim and I go way back. We trained as purple belts together when he was just like a jiu-jitsu gypsy back in the day. He was just
Yeah.
kind of in town, and we would train
And
just try to-
Machado's, right? Or no, here.
No, he was here in Houston.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he trained under.
Did he train with Eve and wait? Would he train with Saul?
He trained with Saul. He trained with Eve. He had a lot of fights, including a few in the UFC, and he was on the Ultimate Fighter show. He trained under Rodrigo Medeiros, not Comprido, but the original that started Revolution Dojo.
Oh,
right?
okay,
And so
word.
that's where he trained. Has a school in Louisiana, and Tim's sort of like a lot of what we were saying about Morano is kind of like that. Like a lot of his fights, he smiles at the violent aspect of the fight.
Right.
And I think that's a trait that if you explain that to the average person, they think it's like a psychopathic type tendency, like, oh, if you like violence, then you're a bad person. It's like, no, he's like the sweetest guy in the world, and so is Morano.
Yeah.
But this is their sport.
It's not like they're doing it on the street.
You'd be hard pressed to fight these guys in the street because they're happy they get all of that out in like the real world.
Yeah, that's awesome. Tim, I still remember you told me way back in the day when y'all trained together that he goes hard in jiu-jitsu. Like if he gets an arm, he's taking that arm home.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I could appreciate it, but it was like you had to put on a different, face when you go with somebody
Yeah.
like that. It's like, we're not flow training.
I
We're
still-
going to try to murder each other.
I still
right
remember
now.
meeting him at one of my fights in Louisiana.
Yeah.
Because he has another guy fighting, and like at the time, I was like 24 or something. I'd seen him on the Ultimate Fighter. I was like, oh my god,
Yeah.
it's Tim Crater,
Right.
It was cool.
Yeah.
All right, this one is cool. This one's different. Trevin Giles, have you ever trained with him? I don't think he's.
No, I know he's here in town. I know he's trained
Yeah.
with Elite. I know Tyson, who trains here, cross trains with him.
Oh, okay.
Quite a bit.
Yeah,
or
nice.
Has before.
So he's fighting. He is he's fighting. I guess his opponent dropped out like last minute, didn't make weight or whatever happened. Maybe he was like sick. I don't know. Like I was at one time. James Krause jumped in.
Yeah.
James Krause is a really talented fighter. I think does 155 and 170. Took a 185 fight on 24-hour notice.
Really?
Yeah.
So
That'd
let
be a
me
cool one.
let me ask about like your opinion. And I don't know how many times if this happened. I don't know if this exactly happened to you, but obviously you had to imagine that it could. How much do you think that affects fighters on average when there's a change like that last
Man,
minute?
depends who they change it to.
Yeah.
So, for instance, Morano's opponent got changed as kind of like a no-name.
Right.
Like, might be his UFC debut. Mm-hmm. So it's hard to say much about
Which
it.
could be good or bad, I
It
think.
could be good or bad. Well, it's probably an easier fight for Morano, but it's less rewarding if he wins, and
Sure.
it looks worse if he loses.
Yeah.
When I had my last fight in the UFC, I was going against this guy Edgar Garcia, and like watching tape and game planning for the fight, I was like, oh, this is a perfect fight for me.
Right.
This is a really good one to get another win.
Yeah.
And he dropped out, I think maybe a week and a half in advance, and they put in Lyman Good instead.
That's right. Yeah.
And Lyman Good was the former Bellator champ, was like
Yeah.
a total fucking killer.
Yeah,
and I was like, well, that's
okay,
not,
I guess
that's not a good one to get me back on track.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Usually they put the guys that have been on losing streaks, together
Sure.
to fight. And Lyman Good was on a winning streak outside of Bellator, trying to get into a different organization.
Right.
So I was like, well, but I also, at the time, I was kind of like, I wasn't just going to, they gave me the option, hey, man, we can just, run it back and get you on another card.
Right.
But I was like, and I don't know how you should handle it. In hindsight, everything's, 2020.
Yeah.
But I would have probably been like, yeah, let's postpone and do it somewhere else.
Right.
Instead of going against, like, this killer. But so many plans that had already been made to go to San Diego.
Right.
And I really thought that my preparation was good enough. I was like, I don't care who it is.
Yeah.
But I think that's also like the ego of the fighter.
Well, and that kind of what we were talking about before about the business side of being a professional athlete and making those choices and not really knowing, because the organization has to make its choices based on what is going to be, what it thinks is best. And it gives a certain amount of leeway to the fighters, but not 100%. You also have to step up as the fighter and make sure you're willing to do what they ask so that you have the best opportunities. And fighting's so unpredictable. It's like you don't know when somebody steps in what you're getting. Almost certainly not what somebody's been training for specifically.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I think that's a tough fight for Trevin Giles, especially like if you think about it. Well, he's going against a guy that usually fights at 170, but a lot of these guys at 170 also weigh 200 pounds. They're, look at Mike Chiesa, look at Usman. They're still huge.
Right.
So it's not like he's fighting like a smaller guy. It's also a super experienced vet. So I think that one is much tougher than Morano's replacement. Also on the card, Derek Lewis versus that guy. I don't know how to say his first name, but Latifi. Yeah. Latifi.
We'll go with that.
Derek Lewis, longtime Houston guy. I don't know if I've been on a card with Derek or not, like back in not a UFC card, but like a legacy card or something like that. I'm not sure if I have or not, or like an IXFA or something. But this Latifi guy fought on Glory 1, Glory the kickboxing show.
Yeah.
Glory 1 had kickboxing or had mixed martial arts matches on it too.
Did he fight? He fought an MMA match or a kickboxing?
He fought an MMA match.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the one I cornered Corley in Stockholm.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
And that was cool.
How do you see this one matching up?
Probably Derek Lewis losing for a little while, then knocking him out. I don't know.
Sounds
that's
like a game plan that's worked
usually,
for several
or not
years.
losing at all and just knocks him out in the first round.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I kind of hope it. I want him to win either way, but I hope it's the first one because that's more exciting.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'd rather see an exciting fight, but I'm picking a Derek Lewis KO win.
Yeah.
I hope so,
dude. I love watching the guy so much.
Next couple of fights are good, but actually the next fight is good. Dan Ige versus Mirsad Bektik, but I don't know who to pick on that one. Adams versus Taffa, don't know much about. The Shevchenko versus Chukagan. Shevchenko. Okay. I think she's like a 4-1 favorite.
Really?
And like most of the...
Do you know much about her opponent?
No.
Okay.
Only that it's probably going to be like one of these... that poor girl, like anybody that fought like Nunes in her heyday, or Nunes still in her heyday, but just someone that's probably going to lose, but maybe going to be tough.
Put on a show for a little bit and then gradually
exactly. And then I really don't. I mean, the main event, I'm got to pick John Jones, but
I don't think you can ever not pick John Jones until somebody finally beats him once.
Yeah.
And even then you mostly pick him.
Or drops him, takes him down. Really
hurts him in any way.
Yeah, the last person to like do anything was Vitor, hit him with a high kick and then got an armbar.
Yeah.
Other than that, though,
I feel like he's never he's had moments of danger that he wasn't in for long enough to say like, oh, that could really be exploited.
Yeah.
You know, it's like there were moments of danger, but it wasn't nothing enough where you really saw his like mortality. You know, like it's just kind of like, well, what's the answer to open this guy up and actually beat him?
Yeah, like Mujeta went at him, striking. Who else? Anthony Smith. Yeah, neither of those guys really did much to him, and I feel like as soon as John wants to take somebody down,
Yeah,
and just put him on the ground, it's game
he just
over.
decides to do that.
Yeah. Also, check this out. Like, JP, you getting this? My bicep, holding the mic like this.
No, your foot's blocking it.
Oh!
You could have had bicep time the whole time.
What a bummer.
I think you should have worn a smaller shirt. Hey, you want to have a sleeves rolled up arm wrestling match right here?
No, man. I definitely do not. I don't, I like winning things. That doesn't sound like I would do very well.
I don't know. I think you'd beat me in arm wrestling. I mean, you wouldn't beat me in hand wrestling with this little hair.
Hey.
Oh, we're not talking
Come
about
on.
that.
We're doing the pod, okay?
Well, this has been delightful.
It has been delightful. Can we go eat now?
Yeah, we could go. Where do you want to eat? Oh, anything weird like they have in Austin. I couldn't help it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Andrew Craig, the outstanding mixed martial arts fighter, but really just a big, goofy animal guy.
Yep. That's it.
All right, buddy. Thanks.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed that, please be sure to like and subscribe to this channel. Also, don't forget to share this video with somebody else. Thank you.